Someone circled their tiny rural house in the dark, knocking on every window one by one. When the landlord finally checked the snow outside, there was only one set of footprints, and the truck that had been watching them was already speeding away. If quiet isolation horror is your thing, subscribe now, because this series only gets stranger. Almost 3 years ago, Idaho, during a full-time mission assignment in a small town, his companion, referred to here as Spencer, shared the posting. Not much to do in a town that size, and he was already going through a rough patch personally, struggling with self-esteem and sleep, making it harder to stay out working all day. Unusually, they were housed in an actual small house rather than the typical apartment. Likely just what was available in that area. Simple layout, front door into the main room with their desks, bedroom immediately to the right, straight through into the kitchen, bathroom, and laundry room branching off from there. The landlord lived next door, easily reachable for any issues. That evening, dark for a couple hours already, he sat at his desk in the living room, chair angled toward the kitchen. Spencer was in the bedroom on his phone. Ordinary, relaxed evening before bed. A single knock came from the window above the kitchen sink, a window positioned so it overlooked essentially the entire living area where he sat. He looked up. Only darkness. Told himself it was probably a branch, though the more he considered it, the less that explanation held up. No trees close enough to reach the house that way, and the sound hadn't matched branch on glass anyway. Mid-thought, another knock, this time from the laundry room window around the corner. The reality of the situation was settling in, but his mind still resisted the obvious conclusion. Someone circling the house, watching them. He started telling Spencer what he'd heard from the living room. Mid-sentence, another knock, this one from the window right beside him. He didn't wait to see anyone. Ran straight into the bedroom, locked the door. Asked Spencer if he'd heard it too. He had. They debated options. Only weapons available, a couple of kitchen knives. No idea how many people were outside, or whether they were armed. Confronting anyone directly was out of the question. While they debated, the knocking moved from the living room window to the front door itself. They considered calling police, but the remote location meant response time would be far too slow to matter. Spencer remembered they had the landlord's number. Called him, started explaining. By that point, the knocking had paused for a couple minutes, but he knew, with dread, exactly what was coming next. A knock at their bedroom window. Blinds closed. Neither side could see the other, which didn't make it feel any safer. Spencer told the landlord someone was actively stalking the house. The landlord said he'd be right over with a shotgun. They waited, braced for another knock. Nothing came until the landlord arrived at the front door and announced himself. He hadn't seen anyone directly, but had spotted a pickup truck speeding away as he approached the house. No license plate, no distinguishing details, too far away by the time he noticed it. They grabbed flashlights, circled the house together. Fresh snow on the ground from storm days earlier held footprints, clearly circling the entire house. As far as they could tell, only one set. They considered calling police anyway, but knew realistically there wasn't much to be done at that point. The landlord told them to call again if it happened a second time. They went back inside, locked everything down, tried to sleep. Unsuccessfully. Their first theory was other missionaries pulling a prank. But that didn't track. No one ever revealed themselves, no gotcha moment, and it was well past curfew. The nearest other missionaries were at least 20 minutes away. Local teenagers seemed equally unlikely, especially given the aftermath. A prank like that, if it were a group of kids, would typically end in laughter and someone showing themselves. Instead, silence, a fleeing truck, and only one set of footprints in the snow, which didn't fit a group scenario at all. Asking around afterward turned up nothing. No one ever admitted to it. To this day, he has no idea who was outside that night, or why they specifically targeted the house. The detail that stays with him most isn't the knocking itself, or the fact that only a thin pane of glass separated them from whoever was outside. It's the near certainty that he looked directly at this person through the kitchen window during that very first knock, and had no idea, in the moment, that he was looking at anything at all. His sleep never recovered after that night. Nothing helped. His other personal struggles didn't improve either. He's not sure he'll ever go back to that house. Some encounters leave behind less evidence than a single unanswered question. One set of footprints circling a house belonging to someone who was never seen and never explained.